guys, and welcome back to another great episode of Pardon Our Honesty. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Megan.
And we are talking about whatever we want to talk about today.
Yeah.
Okay?
We've lost track of subjects.
All right. So I went to the store today. Let me tell you about it. It was funny to me. I watched this lady on not TikTok. She's on Facebook. And whenever she's doing her little event for the day, she's doing her makeup or facial routine. I ain't never been one for you got to wash your face, then you got to do this, and then you got to do this,
and then that, yeah.
And so she uses goat milk soap, and then I think she puts tea tree oil on her face, which I don't really understand why you would do that because it's kind of burning, and you're supposed to use a carrier oil. And then she has this little heart-shaped marble thing, and she's doing like this, and then she has this little roller thing. And so I go to Ulta today. And I asked the young lady, I said, let me tell you what I do for my face. I wash it and I put some moisturizer on it and I go to bed. And I do the same thing in the morning. Is there something else I need to be doing? And she was like, well, it's really up to you, whatever you like. And I was like, because I see people doing this and this and this and this. And she was like, I think the simple, the better. So I learned today, all that stuff we putting on our face is just a marketing gimmick.
You know,
to get you to buy it because that shit's expensive.
Yeah. My mom said that she used to use soap and water. And then if she needed lotion, she used what's that lotion from back in the day? It's the lady. Yeah, that was it. That's it. She said soap and water. Even if she had makeup on, didn't matter, soap and water. And then she put oil of Olay if her skin was dry. I can see that though.
But I use sunscreen.
I do think like I do use sunscreen. All of my lotion has sunscreen and my BB cream has sunscreen. But I do know those like stone things, the roller things, it is supposed to help, I think, with like drainage when you
That's what somebody was telling me.
Like if you have sinuses or something like that. I mean, there's people who, listen, they almost got me.
On TikTok.
Well, not TikTok, but on Instagram. That neck roller thing, you know, as you get older, you start to see all of these wrinkles right here.
I noticed it on a lady that we both know. I was like, her little fat just hanging down.
You start to see this, and then these wrinkles, like these permanent like wrinkles right here. And I'll never forget 10 years ago, Jenny, she said, Megan, you need to focus on your neck and your chest. It's going to catch up on you. Okay. I never listened to it. And now I look around and see it. And when I wake up in the morning, I see all the wrinkles and the lines right here. And I'm like, we're aging. Oh my God, please don't let us age, Jesus.
And then I was like, I was like, what are all these different little products for? Because she was showing me different lines and how they're healthy and clean and all this. And she said, this prevents crow's feet. And I said, well, do you see mine? And she was like, I was like, are you lying to me or are you being serious? But they got stuff for the crow's feet and then you got stuff for your eyes. And it's like
everything. Yes.
Heck, I can spend $100, $200 just to wash my face.
But see, here's my thing. So I'm totally guilty because it's so funny you brought this up. If you look on the nightstand over there, the table stand on the side thing. So I've been somehow getting these dollar store dupes in my feed, right? And one is a dermatologist and the other one's just like this lady who does I don't do makeup. Like, you know, I just do eyes. If, you know, I don't do makeup. But I've been watching this stupid shit. So it shows up in my feed. So now they tell you about these hacks where it's the same product that's $30 is $1 in the Dollar Tree. Why didn't I go buy one of those oils? And I'm like, do you know how much shit I buy when I get on a whim and I never use it? I use, what's the one that I use? I use not Ceraphil. I use the other one that has no chemicals in it. That's my lotion. That's my face wash. That's it. But then I see these videos like, ooh, that will help with my dark eyes. Oh, that will help with this. Oh, let me get it. And then it sits in there and I never do it.
I thought I was going to be really excited and like, oh, I must be missing something because I don't have all these. She's like, she's talking. You see her wash
her band on,
and and then next day she rubbing something, and then she rubbing something else, and then she doing this, and then she rolling, and then she put something else on. I was like, I don't think I have the bandwidth to do that.
It's so long.
I want to just wash myself, whole self, and go to bed.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
Yeah, and in the morning I wash my face in the shower. And then I get my makeup. I mean, I could be ready to go in 15 minutes. I cannot take 30 minutes just for my skin, which maybe I'll regret in 20 years. But I already start wishing I would have at least, okay, so like when you put your face lotion on and stuff, like I put my lotion on, whatever, and people are like, you should always have been going like this.
To your neck. Yeah.
And I never did that. Now I do, but it's 20 years too late. Yeah.
So one lady, I think I went and got a facial and I was asking her, what do I need to do different? And she just basically said, whatever you do to your face, you need to do your neck. And I was like, okay, so I do put the sunscreen lotion, but and at 50, I
But see, okay,
cannot
so
get
here's the
into
thing about that.
olive
When we say our age, so today we were driving through the neighborhood after church, and there's this neighbor, and he used to get around, work in the yard, yada yada. I feel like it was last year. And now he's scooting up the driveway with the cane, and he's just looking like, at what point do we just let ourselves get old? Like, oh, because I'm 50, because I'm 60. Why do we do that? Like, I hear more people say, well, at 50, I'm not dyeing my hair anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. Well, why do we stop? I don't want to say caring. I'm not saying they stop caring, but why do we stop doing the things that we felt were so important in our 20s and 30s? Do we think it just really never mattered? Or do we just get lazier and use our age? Like, what is that when we get older that it's just
I
kind of like,
think because I was very into I need to look good, I need to catch me somebody, I need to just be presentable. But now that I am the age that I am now, I think I am at the point where one, I don't care anymore. Either
see,
you like me the way I am, or it's okay if you don't. It's okay you
right.
don't like my wrinkles. It's okay you don't like
Yeah.
my mommy good.
Yeah.
And then two, I'm not following all of the things on the television, on the ads, on social media that says I'm supposed to look like this. I'm supposed to be this certain size. Child, I don't have time for that.
I do think you're right. I almost feel like you hit a certain age and the opinions of others
Yes.
don't matter as
Yes.
much, which then in turns, I don't want to say, it sounds wrong when I'm saying out loud, that you don't care as much about yourself, but it's almost like, well, you don't care what they think
Yeah.
as much. It's not necessarily like, but I've told Nick I'm dyeing my hair until I'm 100. So if I'm 80 and I don't have my memory, you better still be taking me in there to dye my hair.
That is so funny.
You better
I'm gonna make sure you get
wheeling
your
me
hair-
in there, and I am not going all gray. I refuse, and I am going to dye my hair until I die because
Ah.
I just don't.
I want to dye my hair. I think I do care about dyeing my hair, but I do think there is a beauty in allowing yourself to age naturally, and that means having gray hair.
No,
But I messed up my head so many times with dyes that I shouldn't have been using that I'm too scared to use
yeah,
a
because
dye
it could
now.
hurt your hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes mine shed
I mean,
really
I
bad.
notice now, like my hair is falling out more, so I know the dyeing doesn't help it. I know it's thinning and it's starting to bother me. I notice it, and
Mhm.
as you do get older, it's funny when people in your 40s say, "Wait till you turn 45," then you're 45, they're like, "Wait till you turn 50," and it's
Mhm.
like it's always this horrible like, but it's true because everything seems harder to upkeep or it's more damage. Same with your skin. I mean, now people with skin cancer, the aging of your skin because you were in the sun too much. And I'm getting all these friggin' little marks. And the last time I went to dermatologist, he goes, "Oh, those are just age spots." I'm like, F off.
F you. You didn't need to tell me that. You
Like,
could have just left that out.
it's almost, but I don't understand why we let, when I see a woman who's in her 60s and she looks fine, I am totally
Mm.
impressed. I'm like, I want to be like
But
that.
she's probably still doing just simple things. It's
Yeah.
not elaborate. And then they have a desire to still be productive, get out there, be doing things. I don't want anybody, honest to God, I don't want anybody to be responsible for taking care of me.
I know. I told that to Nick today. I said, I really need to lose weight and I need to get back in the gym because if I can't pick myself up, like I feel like that's the number one thing as you get older. If you fall, can you pick yourself up? And how much harder is it getting for me to pick myself up off the ground? Watching that guy shuffle his feet up the driveway, I'm like, I do not want to be a foot shuffler. I don't want people to have to help me in and out of the car. Like, I need to get back to I want to be independent for as long as I can.
And I have a good friend whose mom is just like that. If she falls off the bed in the shower, she does not have the strength to get herself back up. And that's draining for my friend, for her in their relationship, because she's like, I am the only person that is responsible or here to be responsible for you. And two, you're not trying to help yourself. So it's
And
like
I
a
do think
double-edged
people in that
sword.
age do stop trying to help themselves. Like I see people, even my mother, it's before she'll do physical therapy, go to the gym or anything, she'll do a surgery. And it's like,
Mhm.
I don't like going to the gym and I don't like all the things, but watching things around us lately, I'm like, even with our friend passing, that's like in her 50s, and she was actually very in shape. I'm like, I don't want to be where I'm 60 and I have all this life left and I'm barely getting around or getting up and whatever. But I also don't want gray hair. I'm going to
It's
die.
all right. Hey, you don't want great.
I'm going to die.
On the other side of that, Ed has a friend that was like the president of their triathlon group. She had a massive stroke. And this lady's out there doing full marathon.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This, our friend, plays pickleball, eats well. Like, I don't even think she heavily drinks. Like, and then you hear that and you're just like,
massive stroke.
maybe I stick to my brownies and my
live your life and be happy.
my Chick-fil-A milkshakes on the way home.
Because I think everything
busted
in
last night.
moderation.
I was on the way home.
Okay.
And Ava calls me and Nick on three-way on Snapchat so we can all video together while I just left Nick's. And I'm in the drive-thru. I usually hide that. And I'm like, damn, Ava. He's like, where are you at? I'm like, the drive-thru, Chick-fil-A. It's like 9 o'clock. I'm like, I want a milkshake.
I think
like,
I would be in love with milkshakes if I could tolerate milk.
Love milkshake. I really love malts, but I love
What is a malt? What's the difference?
Malt, it puts this like powder in it that just has a different flavor, almost like a malt ball, like those little candy Whoppers.
Yes.
Okay, like that.
Oh, okay.
But most people don't have them. But
Yeah.
I love new stuff. That's probably, I mean,
like a good steak and shake, they have malts.
yeah.
You don't have one of those.
No, but Cookout has malts.
I can't. No. Hell no. You can't not pay me to go to Cookout.
Sonic has, no, I don't know.
Yeah, I used to go to Cook. I raved about Cookout so much. That's a local restaurant here in our area. That when Ed came here, he came here from Korea. He was like, "Okay, take me to this Cookout place that you're always."
Okay, it's not a place like that. I mean, it's a drive.
I thought it was fabulous.
But it's so crazy. It is. You can get all this. It still is. You get all this food for like $10.
I would get me a hot dog plate with the coleslaw.
Oh yeah.
And I was broke too. And so you get a lot of food for a little bit of money. And he was like, this is disgusting. And now that I don't eat meat, I don't go back.
We go.
I used to love me to cook out. What the world?
I like their desserts though too.
So that was my funny little story for today. I was like,
I think that is good though, because I think as we get older, I watch all these girls do all this hair and makeup. So Madison has 7 different hair products. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I just wash with shampoo. I don't even use conditioner. She yells at me for that. I just wash with shampoo. And I get out and I blow dry my hair. Oh gosh. They're like, you're supposed to use the leave-in and you're supposed to do. I'm like, really? That's too much.
What do you have after you put leave-in? Okay, so you leave it in and then what?
You have to go back and rinse it out. I ain't doing that.
5 minutes.
And then all that stuff you put in before you do your blow drying and your flat iron so it doesn't damage your hair. And then you do this and then you put a spray on afterwards. I'm like, I'm good.
I'm annoyed that when I wash my hair, if I don't want to go to sleep with it wet, it's going to take 2 hours to dry it, to get it to where, okay,
you
it's
can lay
not
down
going to. Yes. I'm annoyed with that. So no, I can't. 5 minutes. 5 minutes to wash your face. 5 minutes to put some makeup on. If it's longer than 5 minutes, you can forget about it.
Yeah.
I don't have patience.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless I'm going somewhere really, really fancy. Like if I was meeting the president or something.
You'd probably go get your hair done.
I would get duded up.
Yeah.
But everyday people, y'all gonna get this 5 minutes. And
well, that's why I have one day I wash it. The next day it goes up like this or in a clip for the second day that it's dirty. And then I wash
dirty.
it.
Why do you think it's dirty?
Because I start to get greasy. So, and then today we went and played Frisbee golf. So me, Nick, and the kids did go with his little girlfriend and we went to play Frisbee golf. But I sprayed bug spray all over. So now I got to wash my hair.
I don't. Okay, I'm black. Y'all know that, right?
So what?
I don't understand why y'all got to wash our hair every day.
Because it gets oily, greasy.
What? Mine is greasy all
Yours
the time.
is not.
Yeah, it is.
But it's not. Like, that's dry. You're dry. Like, if I didn't wash my hair today, tomorrow my hair would look wet, but it's greasy.
What do you mean greasy? So your
like
hair,
oily, like your scalp
makes
is
sebum, which is natural.
Makes
or
what?
Sebum.
What is sebum?
Look it up. It's the natural oil that your hair.
Sure. That's not sebum. Okay. Is this a white thing or a black thing or just an oil thing? Because I've never heard that in my life.
It's just the word.
Who uses sebum?
It's that's what your scalp makes. It makes your. That's the oil that you're. Like I'm feeling it on my feet. Okay, go ahead. So you got the oily.
So it gets oily to where it looks like it's wet, and it's just dirty.
That's not dirty. That's natural.
It's dirty. Maybe that's the difference. We say it's dirty. It's dirty. Ours gets like if I can't do it. I would go 3 days just to show you, but I can't do it. I was like, I'll do it and just show you. I can't do it. But like up here will start to look wet.
Okay.
And then like it doesn't do anything. And then it's like stuck to your scalp and it's like thick, almost like Vaseline in your hair almost. and it's gross.
And I am, but I don't to my hair.
But see, your hair texture is drier. Like, if you feel my hair, like I don't have to add, right? I don't have to add. You need moisture, so you add oils. I think we might have more oils where we don't have to add it. You're not supposed to wash your hair every day, and Madison will go like 5 or 6 days, but hers starts to look so gross.
She don't look like the people from Greece where they combed it over.
But I go every other day. I just do every other day. Sometimes if I wash on Friday, I won't go wash again until Monday. Just wear it out all week.
I can go like,
but yeah, you go
2 weeks, sometimes 4, depending on.
But see, I think that's a big cultural difference with hair. I mean, it really is. Because like we jump in the shower and wash it every day if we want to wash it every day. And I know for you, that is a no. Like, I'm not doing that every day. So it's got to be the texture or the oil production or something. And they do say it's unhealthy to wash your hair every day because you need those. Yeah, because you do need those oils and things. It's bad to wash every day. But then I used to tell my hairdresser, I was like, can you tell Madison to please wash her hair more than once a week? Because she starts to look, but she puts so much dry shampoo in there, she could own stock. So, because the dry shampoo absorbs the oil.
So like, kind of like powder.
Right, like powder. But people do it wrong. A lot of people put it on in the morning. You're supposed to put it on your hair the night before. So then it absorbs into the powder in the morning so that you don't see it, that you don't wait till the morning to do it.
Yeah, that is a cultural thing. Because like I was talking to the lady at the Ulta, and she was saying she's amazed at how many people don't use sunscreen. She was a Black girl. And I said, it's not taught in our culture that just because you have melanin skin doesn't mean you are absolved from getting skin cancer or absolved for the damages that the UV rays can do to your skin.
But let's be honest. When I was younger, we didn't talk about sunscreen. Sunscreen, you start getting exposed to it when all your friends start getting skin cancer. I mean, really, when you start meeting more and more people in their 30s and 40s with skin cancer, then you're like, shit, I should be wearing sunscreen. But we're 30 years too. So, I mean, but why don't you wear sunscreen? Like, why would you say?
Because why do we need to? It's not going to hurt us. That's the belief. The sun is not going to hurt us because we have melanin.
But it has nothing to do with that.
That's the lie we tell ourselves.
Do a lot of Black people have skin cancer?
Not that I'm aware of. But you get the dark circles, the wrinkles, and all that.
I still think you have exposure and
I think you can get it,
especially if you get sunburned, because you still get sunburned.
I can get sunburned, and I think after the first time I got sunburned, it was like, what the hell is this? I started wearing sunscreen all the time, and then our friend that had cancer scare. After that, I was like, oh no, you will not catch me going outside without.
But you know what was interesting? After her cancer, so she had it on her arm. They took a lymph node, didn't go to the lymph node, so she was good. But what's interesting is that they can prescribe you a special tint for your car, because I guess most people who get like skin cancer on their face and stuff is from their car. Yeah, because the light reflects off and all that stuff. So she got a prescription for special tinting, and like, I didn't even think about that. And I remember going to the doctor with him. He said, everyone should be wearing a hat, be covered up, wearing sunscreen, da 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 da. And it's like, everybody wants that tan though. But it's funny, Madison had to teach a class. They had to do a project, and they did it on skin cancer for little kids. I think it was a 5th grade class. And they made these little pipe cleaner bracelets with these iridescent beads. So if you go in the sun and the bead changes color, it's too much UV exposure. I'm like, that's such a cute idea.
That is so cute, because we don't talk about sunscreen.
Or the UV exposure, if it's low, if it's high. I remember going and putting baby oil on and laying out to burn, burn, burn. Yeah, get that tan.
No, you did not.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I had to be brown. So, yeah.
That has always been a question I've always wanted to ask. Okay, so when you're getting suntan, are you getting suntan to just be...
No, you won't be brown because it makes you look good. You look tan.
Like for real brown, like me.
I mean, well, I can't get as brown as you. but I mean, like, this to me is like, this is light colored. Like, when I was younger, I would
want to be darker than
I was dark. Oh, I was way darker.
Wow.
But now this is just my natural. What do you call it? Olive. Like, I'm naturally olive.
I don't understand that either.
I like to be darker. I feel like it makes me look better. My girl Ava, she's so fair skinned, but she uses bronzer. I mean, she says self tanning so she can look darker. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I know.
Like, I've always just wanted to know, especially the tan really bad.
Hey, but when they're orange,
Okay,
and they
like,
look
what are you
so
doing?
fake.
Are you
I don't
really
get that.
trying
I
to
don't get
look
that. I don't know what
like
that is.
me? Are you really
No,
trying to look
I
like
don't think
me
we're
or
ever
what?
trying to look black.
Okay.
I'll say that. I don't think that's it. I think it's a shade or color that you feel looks, like when you don't have makeup on and when you have makeup
Yep.
on, you feel different.
Yes.
I think like when you have a tan, you feel different, you feel better, you feel like you look like, I don't know, just
And
better.
I do think, like,
But
you know,
even when you
just
get darker, but you know what I mean? I feel like then you would wear sunscreen, you know what I mean? But
I
like
do, but
some people like, I feel like do it because they feel like it looks better. They look, I don't know, but there is a point of ridiculousness. When
yes,
you're
there's
orange
that.
or you have the like white circles
so
around your eyes. So, like,
Oh, you're so brown that if I stand next to you,
yeah.
I'm looking at you
And
like,
you're white. Yes.
Jesus. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
I personally think that's too
Yeah.
much. Like, this is my normal. I think
I
this
think
is
that's
about my
great.
normal,
Yeah.
but I would like when I was younger, I would tan to be
Mm.
darker.
Yeah. No, we don't want to tan. We don't want to get darker. We want to stay light because if the lighter and the brighter, the better you are.
Yeah, because you have colorism.
Yes, we have colorism for real.
Yeah.
It's bad.
And it's the darker.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Yes. If you're dark, you stay over there. You're not with the pretty girls. Pretty girls are light, almost white. So
Is that because it's light, like almost white, or is it because what? Because I
got
would
treated
feel
better when you were, well, a long time ago. The more lighter you were, and if you could pass, you got treated better. You weren't treated as a black person or a Negro. You were treated as, oh, she might be white. We like her. She white. All you color people go over there.
Do you still think that we have experienced people? Yes, we have. Don't get me started on it. The ignorance is, I can't understand. But do you think sometimes, I mean, I talked about with Ed a week or two ago, we had this conversation. Do you think sometimes though that people still hold on to that even when it's not there? Like, do you think sometimes, like I've heard you say, oh, people think I'm just an angry black person. Do you think that you just think that sometimes even when it's actually not relevant? Because it's something that you've had ingrained or culturally gets said about, stereotyped about black women.
It would depend on the situation.
Like, could somebody just not like you or say you were being loud without the stipulation of
yes,
a black, crazy, loud woman?
Absolutely. Because I was thinking, like, this week I've probably been like in myself, and nobody want to be around that, and that's okay. But I couldn't attribute it. I could say, well, it was because I was the only black person around. No, it's because you're acting like a jerk, and nobody want to be around your negativity. So go ahead on.
Yeah.
You are right. And so that's self-awareness. But on the other hand,
there is probably times.
There's people that are probably thinking,
listen, if you guys have not heard this story, we went shopping in Black Mountain, and
what's a Black Mountain? That's what it's called.
It was in Black Mountain. That day we all went out together when everybody else stayed in Asheville.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was Black Mountain.
Okay.
And now they've had wiped out from waters and hurricanes, so nothing against it, but this was before that. We go into a store and one of us goes ahead, and you walk in and there's a main part, then there's these fixtures, and then there's like a sidewall, which looks shady if you walk kind of right in between the sidewalls, which we did. Not Tiffany. First girl walks between the two, has a big bag. I think it was a big bag. I mean, it was obviously a bag, a purse. She walks between the wall, and which to me always looks kind of suspicious if you avoid whatever. I walk in and I do the same damn thing. I walk over kind of nonchalant. Ladies said kind of hi from the back of the room, never comes forward. Tiffany walks in. Now, just for anybody who doesn't know, Tiffany is the most well off of all of us.
I'm not. Stop
just for reference, so just for stereotype, whatever. She is more well. If I wanted anybody to shop in that store, it was going to be Tiffany. Okay, and Tiffany is the only one who wanted to go in there because she saw the fundraiser thing out on the window. It was supporting something.
Like families or women from different countries that make handmade crafts and stuff.
Yes, so she wanted to go in there. We could have cared less. Not that we didn't care about the fundraiser, but we weren't going to go in that store. So person one, person two. Tiffany comes in. This is how Tiffany greets people everywhere. Hey, beautiful. How are you? That's Tiffany. Every store she goes in. Hey, beautiful. How are you? Lady said, I could be better. And you go, something like that. And Tiffany goes, oh, what's wrong? Or have a great something. Being Tiffany. And we're over here still in La La Land because we're like, okay, Tiffany's just talking. And the lady says, we have a new policy where you can't bring your purse. And it was like, what the F? Girl one turns around. I turn around. We're like, no, we're leaving. And Tiffany's over here about to hand over her purse. And we're like, no, that is rude, girl one. That is rude. You didn't say that to us. And we're like, you didn't say anything to any of us. She's the one with the most money in here.
Y'all did.
So, I mean, it does still exist,
Yes.
unfortunately. But I do see other times, not with you, but I do see times where people will say and use that. Well, you don't know what it's like, or they don't like me. Because I catch and I'm not black, but I catch myself sometimes in a situation with men. And the first thing I'll say is, it's because I'm a woman. They're not listening to me. Is it really because I'm a woman? Am I using that? Or is it because I didn't have a freaking valid point? Or maybe I'm not saying the right thing, but I feel like sometimes they resort to, well, it must be because of this instead of maybe I just wasn't good enough, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's always a battle that I'm like, I know it's always going to be a thing and there are still ignorant people. So, I mean, until ignorant people go away, it's always going to be a problem.
But for me, in that situation, it's normal. And maybe it shouldn't be normal, but it is. And
yeah, because you were about to hand over
me,
your
I just, okay, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to be labeled the bad person or, oh, she's causing trouble. Ma'am, I'm not here to steal here. If you need my purse, go ahead. It's fine. But like you said, it wasn't okay.
It was not okay.
But it's just for me, all of my life, it's just, okay, just comply so that you're not labeled. You're not seen as the bad person, because once you get seen as the bad person, you can never get rid of that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean,
that
could have been.
Applies. Like, we've been together in places where I'm like, I feel like they're not treating you the same as they're treating everybody else. Like, and I don't know, in my head, sometimes I feel like, do I just jump to that? Am I being defensive? Oh, you're black, so they're treating you different, or they just, but a lot of times we go to places where you might be one of 3 black people in the whole place.
Yeah. And I'm okay with that.
Well, I'm okay with that too. But are they treating you different because of that, or are they not? Sometimes you don't know. Yeah. And I've had it reverse where I've gone places and I'm the only white person. And I told you I went to a friend's cookout and I was the only white person. And there were some people there that did not like that I was there. And they were not afraid to let me know that. So it goes. I was on the other side too, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I was like, damn. Okay, so I'm just here to help. Isn't just a black thing. It can be a white thing, or it could be a women. It could be
anybody.
Asian, yeah,
just depending on what that person's thought process and ideals are about the person that don't look like them.
But sometimes I do think, there's scenario. I can't think of one right now in my head. Scenarios in the news, right? And I do believe that sometimes you'll see a white dude do something, and I'm not going so far as like the George Floyd thing. I'm saying, like, let's say a black lady yells at a white man, like, attacked her or something. It's not taken as serious. But then you see maybe a well done white lady and she yells, that black guy did, then it's a thing. So I do think sometimes there is a stereotype that still lives with what's more believable, or what's more, it's just
what their norm has been in experiences with this type of person or that type of person.
But I do think too, there's stereotypes that fit. Some people portray not just black or white, but men. They portray the same thing they're trying to say they're not, but you're 100% portraying it.
Absolutely.
Like, Ava was funny the other day. She was like, Megan, at school, there are these girls, everything is out. Their boobs are out. She said, I've seen more cuckoos. Yeah, more lips that she needs to see. She goes, but then they get mad that people are looking at them and they're like, why are they looking? And they have this attitude, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's hard. Yes, you're a woman. You should be able to dress freely, show your body, and should be. But on the other hand, you got to expect, if your stuff's hanging out, I'm looking at it.
I cannot understand why that double standard, because that's exactly what it is, a double standard that you don't want people to look at you, but it's all hanging out. You can't have it both ways. Right. I'm sorry, whoever you are, you cannot have it both ways. You cannot expect me as a woman, because your titties is all out, that I'm not going to look at your titties and be like, oh.
Yes.
Because you evidently want me to see them, because
they're out there.
You would put them up.
Yeah.
You would. Okay, so you got a little cleavage. Like, I ain't gonna be looking down Megan's shirt.
But if I keep hearing
boobies is your little coverage is right here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be gawking like, oh wow, the lips.
Yeah,
wow.
She was so funny. She's like, I'm seeing way too much. Like, I mean, that's where it gets me sometimes. Like, girl, you be you. Like, fine, you want to wear that, you be you. I'm never, But don't be mad that I'm gonna look, because I'm gonna look.
But do you think that's more for attention, or more because they've been sheltered and have not been able to do what they
Listen,
wanted to
I've had a
do?
debate with my girls over this, and they, not just when they've been in college, even before that. It is if a girl feels good showing her body, it makes her feel good about herself. Why does anybody have to have an opinion about it? They think it's for self-confidence. Me, on the other hand, maybe when I was skinny and I was in shape, did I dress different? Yeah, I wore midriff shirts. I wore tighter clothes because I was confident and I was like, damn, I look good. But I never had it all hanging out either. But now that I'm not as confident or I have more weight and stuff, I ain't wearing no midriff or short. You're going to see me in baggy clothes. So in a way, maybe it is just confidence. These girls have confidence and they want to, flaunt it, or it could be for attention.
Okay, so to be controversial, what is the difference between how you're dressed in all your confident, I'm going to let it all hang out, in the streetwalker? The woman that's selling her body, okay, maybe that's too extreme.
No, but maybe not.
what
Some
is
people
the
look like that.
difference? What is the difference? Because from my understanding, if it's all hanging out, I definitely want some attention.
Well, right.
I definitely want some. I might not be selling my body, but I'm trying to get that potential
Attention.
person to look at me and notice, oh, you got something I would like. Let me
Yeah.
get some of that. So what's the difference?
I think, in all honesty, I think your confidence that you put out, it is to get attention. Because, listen, I didn't mind having attention. I like when guys gave me attention. Not that I'd ever do anything, but it was nice. It was flattering. It made me feel good.
But you're getting mad because I'm looking and I'm golfing like this.
Right.
So no,
you can't. That's what I even tell my girls, when they wear some of these shorts and they go out, why are they looking? What's he looking so hard for? I'm like, because your ass is out. You're a beautiful young lady with your ass out. I'm not saying it's okay, but even women are looking because they can't believe. I mean, you see these shorts on these denim shorts. I mean, the whole cheek's out. Sometimes you're looking without meaning to look because it's right there.
When I see young ladies with the bodysuits on and their shorts and they're not long pants, I'm like, oh, wow, all your cheeks is.
Yeah.
Cheeks is hanging out. And you walk out the
But like you said, when you went to Brazil, that's normal every day. So I think it could be a cultural thing too, that here we are more, why are you all hanging out? Why are you doing that? But if you went to another country and dressed like that, you'd fit right in. So,
but I don't think you would get the gawks. I never saw people gawking.
Because it was every day, normal.
Normal.
Yeah.
Here, we don't have that normalcy. So when I'm gawking at you, I don't feel like you should be allowed to get upset because you have it hanging out for me to see.
And it's hard. Sometimes you're not even meaning to, but when you look and then you're like, oh, dang, I just saw her boobs. Or I'm walking behind.
I'll be like, what in the? I've never seen that, honestly.
Yeah. Well,
I would probably be like, ooh,
well, it's funny. I just saw a thing this morning about a lady who wasn't allowed to get on a Spirit, I think it was Spirit Airlines, because her shorts were too short. But I mean, in all fairness, okay, she had a robe on at the airport. Okay. So I think the robe might have gave the wrong impression that she was wearing like underwear or something underneath. Like it was like a literal pink shower robe, like at the airport. So I feel like that probably gave the misconception that she was wearing lingerie, but she had like a sports tank top, black, it was blue shirt. She had these little blue, they were spandex biker shorts, little ones, but they wouldn't let her on the plane.
3-inch ones.
Yeah, the tiny ones. And they said, now I feel like if she would have been there without her robe on, it would have looked like an exercise outfit. That's what it was, the exercise material, It would have looked like an exercise outfit and probably wouldn't have drawn as much attention. But being in the robe, I think the brain went to like, is she wearing because they kind of look like booty shorts, the boy shorts. Yeah. That's how small they were. And they didn't let her on the plane. And I was like, and some people saw the pictures and they were like, that seems crazy. Other people said it seemed fair. But again, now could have been a factor or not. She was a Black woman. Does that matter? I don't know. I think the robe threw it off. If I had to look the robe, I would have thought, is she wearing underwear? Because it looked like a sports bra. And then little, so they might have thought she was wearing her undergarments. Again, if she was clothed, why isn't she allowed to get on the plane?
I don't know. You get the double standard with men versus women. Men can walk around
with their shirts off. And some of these dudes are wearing little tiny ass shorts now too.
He's a hunk. But I got on a little tank top that's showing all my business and you're looking at me like, oh my put some clothes on.
It's
That to
always a
me
double
is a double
standard. I'll never
standard.
forget when Madison was in school and the principal lady was going over their shorts, and I rose my hand and said, "Okay, what about the boys?" And little Matt was standing there. I said, "His shorts are shorter than my daughter's shorts. So do they have a shorts rule, or are we only focusing on the girls?"
And it's funny because girl is the antagonist as far as enticing men kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So we still follow that trajectory. I mean, and the reason in the Muslim culture women are covered is because I think it was the Prophet Muhammad. His father slept with his, don't quote me on this, but it's something surrounding one of the women were violated because she wasn't covered up and she was so beautiful that the father couldn't resist. And so that's when they started having them to veil and cover up so the men couldn't tell what they looked like. So even from way back then,
See, and I feel like that's a wrong approach because a dude should just freaking control himself. Like, it never justifies a dude. I mean, that's a very unfair world where girls have to worry about walking to their car where, somebody thinking it means I want you to come take me because I'm wearing little shorts. Like, I just cannot how men function in that realm that
it's that double standard. Well, anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on getting ready, preparing your face for get up and go to bed, makeup, and a short clothes? Let us know down in the comments below. And let's talk about some of the double standards in life. I
Yeah.
would really like to kind of understand where people's thought process are and how it came about. And what do you do to tell your young ladies and young men about double standards and if it's fair or not? Put it down in the comments and be sure to like, subscribe, and share this podcast with those you think will get a kick out of it or will enjoy it and give us a 5-star rating. Until next time, bye guys.
Bye.